Hello, tarot friends. I have actually reached out to a couple people to let them know that I was going live around this time. I'm nearly 10 minutes beyond the time I said I was going to be here, but I'm going to get myself kind of set up while we wait for a few friends to show up. And as you can see from the title, I think, don't know if you can see it yet or not actually, I am going to go through my choices for Brian Cormack Carr's tag Tarot Tools Trio. So that is what we are going to do today. And I think I've mostly followed the rules for this. Oh, hey, Jamie and Sandra are here. Thank you so much. So yeah, I was trying to figure out because I thought I would have a little undisturbed time today. And I thought, okay, let's go in with a plan and figure out actually what I want to do. So I know on Fridays a lot we do a little casual thing, and trust me, this is still going to be very casual. But I thought I would have a little plan in place today instead of just flipping through something, that I would have some prompts to answer and some specific things to show you. So as I'm sure it is for most people, it was difficult for me to choose just three things, but I did. I didn't go over on anything. So if you're not familiar with this tag, it was done a couple years ago, a few years ago maybe. I remember at the time thinking that I think it happened like while I was here, while I was around. Either that or whenever I happened to catch it, this was one of those things that I always wanted to do. I thought, oh, I wish I made content. I would love to answer this tag. So this crystal is calling to me right now. So I'm going to have a little moment with that. I also, even though I have stuck to the prompts for this and not gone over or anything, which I know it's fine to do, but I kind of wanted to challenge myself to do that. I am quite certain that I will do more of this, like as an expansion pack or something. So what the tag is that you choose. I rewatched Simon's video of this actually to kind of just jog my memory and make sure I knew what I was talking about. Just watched a few minutes so I could remember that it's sort of like a travel collection, right? Oh, which crystal? It is this clear quartz that I got from Celine Stone. I can't remember which video it was that I did that unboxing from there. Has a little dark spot in it back here, a little mineral spot, of course, because it's a rock. So I had sort of a twin one of this that was bigger that has recently left my collection. And hopefully someday you will see who ends up with that. But anyway, it's nice because it has this little, like the part coming out here, and it's like, I don't know what, I can hold it, and it just feels really good like that. Oh, Jamie says, oh, hi, Kim. Welcome. I think this is your first time here. Thank you so much. Jamie says she has a similar one and she calls it Big Brother. This one doesn't have a name yet, but I think like in my head, I just call it Twin because it had a friend. Anyway, so in other news, real quick, it's our 1 year anniversary of moving into this house. And my tarot room is still crazy. I shouldn't say still. If you see some of my earlier videos, I had the GoPro, and so you can see more of the table. And it was all like nice and clean, and there wasn't all this craziness behind me. But now you can't really see because of how I have the computer set up. But so that's something I'm going to be working on today. I'm just voicing it and putting it out into the universe so that you all know and that you can hold me accountable and message me and ask me how much progress I have made, because then I will do things, right? Like I need a gold star, and I want people to I want people to pay attention to me and ask me if I'm cleaning my room. I'm just like a little kid. So anyway, that's something we're going to do today, and then probably take Max for a walk because It's like 45 degrees here. It's supposed to rain later, but anyway, those are my little plans for the day. So if you all would like to tell me your plans for the day, that would be cool too. I sent Chris a message earlier, and he is without Wi-Fi today. And so he said he might try to hop on his phone, but just to let you know, since, he's usually here, I just wanted to let you all know. So anyway, the premise of this tag is your 3 essential tools for 3 different categories, right? So someday when I go across the pond and meet those tarot friends, what would I take with me, right? Whatever, something like that. So the first part of this is the 3 tarot decks you would choose. Again, this is so difficult, and I had many seconds popping up oh, maybe it should be that, maybe it should be that, but I just made myself choose. So my first choice would be well, they're not in order, but my newly acquired mini Dirty Pam. So this is the original Dirty Pam coloration and proportions and things, talking about the backs and everything like that. Hi, Kristen. So this would be my first choice. And now I was kind of on the fence if I was going to bring a regular RWS or not. But because I just love this one so much, and because I wanted a mini deck, I went with this. So again, I'll probably do an expansion pack of this tarot tag and do an Oracle one and do a Lenormand one and do that. So, but I didn't cheat in this one. So this is my mini. This is my pretend Lenormand for my tarot tag. So, let me flip around because I showed a couple of these last time. So, oh, the 5 pence keeps coming back up to the top. So I would bring this little one. It's got Pixie's signature in the corner. So, that would be something nice to have with me. And again, I just love minis, so this would be great. This would be my first choice. I know, Jamie, just 3. It's hard, but I did it. I was really good, and I just stuck to it. This is what I'm bringing on my pretend trip to the UK. Kristen, that's kind of how I was. I have the Radiant as well. I sort of enjoy borders though. And again, for the mini aspect, I had to have a mini in this collection that I'm bringing here on my Essentials trip. So that would be my first one. The publisher of this one is Lo Scarabeo. And I don't know if it's in stock or out of stock right now. I feel like the last time I looked for it, it was out, but said it was coming back soon. So I don't think it's gone forever, but I ended up getting this one secondhand from someone. I believe it was Yolanda Hewitt in one of the buy-sell trade groups, just in case you would like to know. Had a great experience with her, and I got 4 decks from her. Things came quickly, and they were packaged nicely, and everything's in great shape. So I just like to give shout outs when I have a good experience, which I normally do. But just so people know, because sometimes if it's a more expensive thing, I hesitate and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Do I trust this? Because I got burned once, sort of, but then everything got worked out. But it's just, I like to put out those good names so you can be confident in who you're purchasing from. So that's my first choice. My second choice was a toss-up between The Way Home and my Lily White. These in my mind are kind of similar, but obviously I love them both, and they're different enough that I get enjoyment out of both of them. So if you watch I think it was my tag response to Brant Tarot Collector, is that the one that was your favorite in your collection right now? And I landed on Lily White, back and forth between this one, and I chose Lily White. So you know how close these are for me. But chose this one. And part of my thought was, well, this box is a little more sleek than the Lily White. And then when I'm, over visiting friends, then I can buy another deck, right? There's room if I don't bring my Lily White. That was like a mini thought I had. Anyway, Sandra says, I was lucky there's just one sitting on the shelf. Did I already read that out? I cannot remember, but I'm glad you got it. And it's an awesome, I was going to say Glastonbury treasure, and I said awesome. I am very tired. I probably don't seem like it. Max was on like a really good sleeping streak for the past 5 or 6 days. And then last night he woke up twice and he just shuffles into my room and he's like, I hear a beeping sound. I'm like, no, you don't. Oh my God. So anyway, he got out of bed twice. I had to shuffle him back to bed. It's not a huge deal, but it's like I get like a week of good sleep out of him and then he wakes up twice in one night. And so then it just throws me off. Anyway, my second deck. I'm going to be concise and structured today. I love The Way Home. If you like a slippery, riffle, shuffleable deck, this is a great one for that, by the way. It's nice, like standard size. Here are the beautiful backs. It's, is it a keyhole? No, it's not a keyhole. It's just like a sunburst. Jamie says, my Lily White and Lily Black are in my purgatory box. I paid so much for them, but the torso page cards throw me. I remember you saying that, if someone were to describe that to me, I'd probably be like, oh no, that's not for me. But I just love everything about it. Otherwise, right? That's not my favorite thing, the torsos, but it kind of works for me. So I totally understand what you mean. Because if they described it, I'd be like, I probably don't need that. I don't want just parts. But gosh, I love that deck. Oh, you look great even when tired. I'm tired. When I'm tired, I kind of feel like an unwashed Shih Tzu. Okay, well, first off, thank you so much. I was just gonna put some lips on, and then I have my little makeup bag like clipped in the little half bath. And I just kind of take a moment to compose myself. And I'm like, I'll just use some chapstick and like a lip color. And then I just got carried away. So you got the whole thing, but this is sort of pretend. You should have seen me before. So anyway, let me show you some of these cards. So Mother of Wands, I love how the court is depicted in this deck, which is why I chose it. And it's just a great all around deck. I just really, really enjoy it. I wanted to combine the two decks, but they are two different sizes. They are? That is really strange. That's crazy. Okay. Mother of Wands, is she just beautiful? I love her haircut and everything. I don't know. I just love that that the people are just sort of silhouetted and like include this one certain aspect of the court, right? I love it's just this embodiment of it, right? And we don't see, right? Like this mother, like this could be a guy or a girl. And I love that it's just sort of blank in that way, right? It can just be filled in. I don't know. I really, really enjoy it. Six of Swords with the beautiful flowers growing out. Like that's just an awesome representation. Ooh, Kristen, Empress. Do you like it? Yes, no, maybe. No pressure to like it. Just wanted you to see it. Oh, my foot's falling asleep already. Let's get situated. The Son of Cups. This is awesome. That cavern. Amazing. Oh, Kristen, you were asking a few weeks ago about the Empress from the Moonchild. Did you ever see an actual image of that? Let me know. Three of Cups. The Moon. Tangie's here. Oh, hey. Hello, hello. Welcome. Wow. Oh, Candy, I was thinking about you yesterday. How is your water leak situation? Everything good with that? I was sending you some thoughts yesterday. I love the Seven of Wands. Oh, I'm just babbling about this deck. But look at the fortune. I love it. And you still get, we have those fixed sign constellations above. This deck is called the Way Home Tarot. It is by Bakra Wintner and Autumn Whitehurst. They, or one of them, also wrote WTF is Tarot, which does not come with this deck, but you can buy it from the site. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's just really, really gorgeous. The Star card. Sandra, there are a couple animal depictions that I don't think you're going to be in love with, Sandra. It's a very balanced deck, right? I'm showing you kind of like the quote-unquote pretty images, but here we have the Ten of Wands, right? So it's still very real. It's not just super gentle. One of my favorite strength cards, Eva. The aces all have sacred geometry, right? I just love the structure. The aces with the sacred geometry, the courts with the silhouetted and embodiment of their aspect people, that kind of thing, right? Here's some sweet animals though. Look. Are they baby owls? Jamie probably knows. Here's the Four of Swords. Look how sweet and safe they are, just resting. The Hermit with his little firefly light. It's bright here. Sorry, you can't really see very well, but look at. Though I will say, when I watch back for a minute or two, if I'm trying to edit things out because I run my mouth, the quality looks even better when I'm watching back than it looks here. So probably because I have the real light happening. Four of Wands. It's just beautiful, right? Okay. I've shown some of these before. I'm going to put it down. Unless anyone wants to see anything specific, I'll keep moving. Oh, but let me show you the universe because I love it. So here's our world card. This is like my favorite thing. Amazing. Okay. All right. Blah. Okay. There's that. Yes, lovely. It's got jellyfish. It's got a frog. It's got all kinds of cool things. Okay. It's beautiful and it's real, and I'm not showing. What is a bad card? What is a bad card? I don't know what you mean, Jamie. Like one that's not so fluffy and beautiful looking? Is that what you want me to show? Let me know. I might get it just for the Empress card. It's so nice. It's such a nice deck, Kristen. So here's one, just in case I know that I'm interpreting your question. Oh, that Sandra or myself wouldn't want to see. With like animals being injured and like the swords cards. Do you want me to show you that? So here's one, like 5 pence, that's, you know, a little bit, I don't want to say darker, but you know what I mean? Fruit rotting on the vine. It shows like some real, not that the good stuff isn't real, but you know what I mean? Like the Ten of Swords has a bird that that's like dead, laying on the beach full of garbage. Like you can see inside of it. It's been like flayed open and has garbage in it. yeah, it does have a couple animal, not a lot. I mean, I think just the bird. But then here's like 9 of Swords. So, you know, there's still those, you know, it accurately portrays those more challenging cards is what I should say. Oh, hello there, Jay. No readings today. Sorry, we're just kind of flipping through a deck, and I am doing a response VR tarot tag, answering some questions. Okay. I'm going to pack this up and go on to my third deck. I unbacked the Bonestone and Earth Flash because, see, this is how you know I'm tired. I just can't talk even more than normal. I unbacked the Bonestone and Earth Flash because of the Tower card. I'm not even familiar. Like, I've seen a couple images, but I don't even know what that is. But yeah, you shouldn't have, if you don't want to be made uncomfortable by your decks, then you shouldn't. Hello, Debbie. Yeah, Jay, sorry about that. There are, you should check out Chris at Elemental Cartomancy every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. He does live readings in a couple different formats. In one format, he has on a guest, and we all kind of contribute to those readings. But then on the other weeks, it might be every other week or something like that, he does readings there. So that's a good one to check out, Elemental Cartomancy. Okay. Deck 3 that I'm taking with me has to be my Idiosyncra deck. This is out of print. This is hard to find. This is expensive when you find it kind of deck. Just putting that all out there. This was my Super Dream deck, and I got it at, near the end of 2020 from Jennifer King, who is a mod in one of, like I think in the Tim and Allen's buy sell trade group, if I'm not mistaken. But she's super awesome, and she's the one, I'd given her a shout out before, but I have to do it again. She's the one who oh, Jay, one more. Lady Knight of Avalon is another person that I subscribe to, and she pairs up with a couple other readers that do live readings as well. I want to say that they and they're more scheduled than I am. So if you go to Lady Knight of Avalon, you'll see a few days ahead, if not a week ahead, when she'll be on doing readings as well. Yeah, the cover of this. Okay, Tangi, this is, when I first saw this, I was just so amazed. And I saw it on Imogen Walters' channel way back when I first started hanging out. And it was probably like a year old at the time that I watched it. And I didn't know about out of print decks at the time. Like, I was just so new to like the online tarot community. And so when I went to look for it and I realized it was gone, I just didn't understand. It was like my first tarot heartbreak. I'm like, oh my God, I need, like, this is my favorite. This is the Hierophant card. So, oh yes, Jonathan Daly. Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, anyone, always feel free to shout out people in the chat and everything, by the way, yourself or other people. Do they have tarot with guns as swords? Ooh, that's a good question. Not that I have coming to mind right now, but that would be interesting. And I want to say I'm sure there is, but I don't really know. Yeah, this is amazing. Okay. So, oh, and Tangi's here. Tangi does readings. You should also subscribe to Roman Biscotti. I had an amazing reading from Tangi. Yes. Yeah, trees, nature, love all of that. So anyway, shout out to Jennifer King for being amazing. And so what I was going to say is that she orchestrated and gathered up probably 6 or 8 of us who 6 or 8 of us who had been ripped off by this person on a buy-sell trade, and everything got all straightened out. So that was really amazing that she did that for us, and that's how I got my Burgundy box, Marguerite Peterson. So, oh, Kristen, Tangi is at Roman Biscotti. So yeah, and then because I was in that group, now we're all of us in that group still chat every once in a while. There's our Chris. Hey. We now that group is just kind of, we just nerd out about tarot stuff, of course, and we'll post Kickstarters to each other, ask questions, or some of the people in that thread have like a huge collection and they have lots of things, and they'll say, hey, are any of you looking for X, Y, or Z before I post it? So it's really kind of cool because we get the heads up if they're getting rid of something from their collection. So here's my Idiosyncra deck. Oh, wait. Click, sorry. Oh, Spirit Healing Tarot. Hello, thank you so much for being here. So yes, don't get your heart set on this. But what I will say is Jessica Bot or J-Bot, I'm not sure how they, what the chosen name is currently. This says Jessica Bot on it. The Cracked Amethyst on Instagram, and there's a website and you can sub for the newsletter and stuff. She is working on her Phenomena Oracle is on Kickstarter right now. And it's a similar, like this vector graphic art style. And also the Cracked Amethyst is remaking this deck, like reimagining it. So it won't be the same. It's in a similar style, but it's like a full bleed borderless kind of thing. And you can follow along on the Cracked Amethyst Instagram for updates on everything that she's working on. She has done quite a few projects. There was one called like the Body Image Tarot or something like that. That's not what it's called. But anyway, this was like my dream deck. So this would have to come with me. Justice. So I actually bought a couple of art prints before I got this deck. This is one of my favorites. Hi, Ginger. Hello. Oh, Chris, do you have a spanner by your name? I'm just on StreamYard. I guess I could open up my phone and look, but I think I gave you the blue hammer the other day, if I did it correctly. Yes, the skull. So yeah, if you are, I don't feel as bad showing this now because it's coming back. Ooh, Tangi, look, this is one of the art prints I bought, and I also bought the Hierophant. Oh, he does. Jamie, thank you. Look at that. Do you love it? Does it make you want space cookies? So, let me find that Hierophant card. But yeah, here's the star. Yay, Tangi. I thought as soon as I saw that, that looked like so amazing. Yay, Chris. Okay, very good. I set up Jackie as well. I know she's not here right now, but Jackie and Chris were the first two other. For those of you coming in, hi, I'm exhausted. I did not sleep well last night and I can't talk. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Was it? I didn't know how trolly that person was. I know they came in before and I tried to tell them where to go, but anyway. Gerald, hello. The Hermit Mage is here. Okay. What a momentous day. Tangi's here. Here's 8 of Stones, which is kind of weird because there's only 4, but whatever. I love this deck. So anyway, I'm just so in love, and I keep going, oh, but look at magic. Look at the magic card. This is an extra, a bonus. I leave bonus cards in. Love them. Look at that. Okay. I should just be done with this, but I just can't. Kristen, Empress. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, here's our Hierophant card. Okay, and so this is the other art print I got before. I was so very lucky to get this deck. So again, if you're coming in, this deck is very out of print, very hard to find, expensive when you find it. I happened to just get really lucky and find an awesome tarot person who passed this on to me for a relatively reasonable, a very reasonable price for what this usually goes for. I was very happy to give her the money for it. Yeah, and again, though, just in case you're coming in, follow the Cracked Amethyst on Instagram or Facebook. No, Chris, not like that at all. Just asking for a reading. So no problem. I didn't see anything bad, by the way. The Cracked Amethyst is working on a reimagination of this deck. So yeah, okay, Hermit, one more. I'm just so in love that I just have to keep showing it. Super cute. That's all. So those are my 3 decks for this tag. Essential things that I would bring with me if I were traveling or something like that, or if I could only have 3. So, oh, this King Tut box. Everything's fine. Sip, sip. Gulp, gulp. Okay. 3 tarot decks. Oh, the name of that deck is the Idiosyncra deck. And I also have the Amethyst Oracle, which is the same creator. This is also out of print, also hard to find. Love these things. So, but they're, like I said, kind of a new version of this coming out. So people are very excited about that. But I think it's a very leisurely project because she's working on other things. Anyway, so my 3 tarot decks for this Brian Cormack Carr project. Mini Dirty Pam, Way Home, and my Idiosyncra deck. My baby. Oh, Jamie went down a rabbit hole. Oh, and the other thing I mentioned, but I'm going to mention again, the Phenomena Oracle, which is in a similar style, is up on Kickstarter right now, and it already reached its goal. So if you are loving this kind of imagery and this sort of, I don't know if it's cutesy and inner child or just magical, like it feels to me, and if you want something like that, check out Phenomena Oracle on Kickstarter. And while you're there, you should also back Transient Light Tarot by Matt Wisner and Malamir Logan's Chakra Healing Tarot. I still need to do that. I forgot that because it's Canadian, my debit card gets shut down on Kickstarter, so I have to dig out my regular credit card. So I need to do that today. Ginger says she has the bridge size vintage Pam and she loves it. That's one I don't have, but I would like it. So anyway, there's my 3 decks. The next part of this is 3 books that you would choose to have on this essentials trip. So now this one I kind of cheated on because they aren't really tarot books, but they would support my tarot study. So as I said, I'm probably going to do what I call an expansion pack of this tarot tag and do an oracle set and a Lenormand set because I'm just obsessed with all the things. But for today, I have chosen 3 books. I took the sleeve off of this. So I have my, oh, fuck you. I just put that bookmark in there for one of the questions and it just fell out, but that's okay. Tangi says, my mom was a librarian, and when I went to visit her at work, I'd sit with the books and movies and talk to them. Oh, Tangi, I bet you did. I'm just going to say again, if you all don't know about Tangi's amazingness, then just please check it out. Okay, I cannot find for the life of me. Okay, here we go. So my first book choice is The Astrological Grimoire. And this, I love the size of it. I love the content in it. I love like the graphics in it. I just love everything. So each one has like a color scheme. So here's Taurus, and this includes what's called like forever horoscopes, right? Like that you can always use. So it's not based on the time or the moon cycles or if Venus is in Libra or anything like that. It just does a nice little breakdown and what they call mood phase instead of moon phase. So like here we have Aries. Okay, so you have your Aries color, and I just like the color, like brings me into it. So you get all this information. It's not showing up very well. You get the dates, you get the constellation, the element, the ruling planet, and the quality in this little box, like right on the first page. And so it's really, I think it's easy to kind of work with it and digest it. My son and I loved reading to him the children's book Artwork to Die For at the library. Oh, Spirit Healing Tarot. Yes, everyone's telling their library stories. Please do. Hello, Regina. So sticking with the Aries, then there's like a little picture before it gets into like the altar work. And so it has all these like Aries type symbols and artwork, right? It just really keeps me in the mode of whatever it is. So then there's an altar and affirmation section. It tells you some ideas like what you can do in your altar practice, which I love. So if I'm, again, visiting friends across the pond, that's just my dream. So that's what I keep talking about. This would be going with me. So it has romance, reflection, anger, connection, action, strength, stagnation, work, for each zodiac, right? And it goes through, it shows you how to set up a chart. It has some like workbook pages in it, some notes. I just really love everything about this. It's a nice little like compact astrological grimoire. It's perfectly named, and this is what I love. Okay, so that's book one. Book two, also not a tarot book, but would feed my tarot practice while I was out and about. The Archetypes Guidebook from Kim Cran's creator of The Wild Unknown has this Archetypes Guidebook. This book is amazing and obviously relates to tarot as it goes in depth, and it's about, the intro tells about her journey and where she was in her life phase when she made this. I just really can't say enough about, I love the deck, but also this book, right? I love this book. Oh, Tarot Stash is here now. Hello, hello. I like the chapter logo at the beginning of each sign. The symbol with another picture on top helps it to make sense to me. Yes, it's just so nice. It like includes a lot, but it's simple. It just really makes it stick. That damn cat. What is happening, Chris? Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me just read one. Let's just do bibliomancy. Let me just pick one. The Creator. That's what we landed on. Okay. So it has some keywords under the Creator: the artist, the alchemist, the innovator. Then there are things that go around on each side. Boop, boop. Okay. So on the one margin you have, to increase your creator energy, ward off jadedness at all cost, recommit to childlike curiosity, and nix the rules. The other margin says, the creator is naturally attractive and coveted as its energy zings with possibility. You can feel when a creator type enters the room, all eyes land on them. Then at the bottom, when light, curious, playful, open, surprising. When dark, loses spark, feels burdened. And then there's a go deeper suggestion. Vincent van Gogh's letters to his brother Theo. So for each and every one of these cards, it includes those margin notes plus the bottom, when light, when dark, and go deeper. So the entry for the creator says, the creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this first, being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different. And second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul, whether we call it nature, chills right here, whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the creator's lifelong companion. All right here. Okay, so this book, going with me, right? Don't even have to say anything else about that. Yes, synchronistic spirit healing. So here's this. That's book 2. See, it just gets me. It would have to go. It would have to go with me. My third book is also not a tarot book per se, but it would be whatever year it was, it would be my Annabelle 1 planner because it's the best. If I don't have time for anything else and I can just sit with this book, you can order this like in an A4 size, like smaller. But I love a spiral bound book that I can just like flip open and hold. And more about inner child. We had these books called Spotlights, I think, when I was in like kindergarten and first grade, and they were like two-tone yellow. I've looked for them online. I can't find them because I would just buy the whole thing like a crazy person. But they were big. They were like this thick. And that's like the lesson book that my kindergarten teacher would teach from. And I want it so bad. I want to hold it in my hands. Like I just remember her. We were all sitting on the floor and I remember her just holding that and flipping open the full page in the spiral. And I just love it. So my point is, if I have time for nothing else, if I can't get a deck out, if the max factor is 100 that day and I just don't have time or the ability to have cards out, I will go back and read my daily draws. There's so much information. This actually comes with a really thick, like how to use this planner, but it's not that you need that, but you should totally opt for it if you ever get this planner because it's just so much information. It's amazing. So there are charts in here. So here's like the April moon chart. You can just flip to it and it tells you for the whole month where everything is. You can just go right across the grid. It's just amazing. I love this book. It has Tree of Life stuff in it, right? So this is a great, has palmistry, has numerological correspondences. So it's just amazing. It has so much in it. And so then I would be able to journal my daily draws and have just this more info. I would have this more info. So tired. Anyway, she also allows you to, she provides different art styles for your cover choices, or you can load your own picture. This is my second year getting the Annabelle 1 planner, and I always put a Marie White, creator of Mary L. I put a Marie White quote and a picture on it. This is my little baby Max when he was tiny. So last year I did just like a design kind of thing that Lulu had on their site. So you can use like a Annabelle option, or an option that Lulu gives you. And this year, the Lulu options, like my computer wouldn't load them. It was being really slow, my old laptop. And so I just used one of my own. So anyway, this is great. That would be my third book. Yeah, I already did that. I did sort of have, I think I will cheat just one time right now and show you if I were going to choose a regular book, I would do, let me unbury. It is really a great planner. Okay, let me see here. If I were going to choose a standard tarot book, it would be this Tina Gong book that came out a few months ago from Barnes & Noble and also from their site. This came with a free, it was a cardboardy deck, but a free deck nonetheless if you got the Barnes & Noble edition. So if I were going to bring like a standard, what does this card mean? What does this card mean kind of book? It would be this. I opened up to the Hermit. It has a full color reproduction on the page. Why can't I figure out my life right now? It has lots of information over here, upright, reverse. I don't read reversals, but I read the cards holistically with everything all together. It's just really amazing. It's really nice quality. It's well written. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And I have like everything from Labyrinthos, which is the company. Oh, you just got it from the library? Spirit Healing. We're on the same wavelength right now. Ginger, you can get your birth chart done by Benabel and incorporated in. Yes, you can. This planner is $25. You print it at Lulu for like $8 if you have a coupon, and there is a birth chart. She does your like your natal and your like sun, your solar return, right, for the present year. It's amazing. $25. You pay more than that just for the birth chart. And so yes, you have all of your stuff mapped out for the year on the very first page, and then it goes on. So I can't recommend it enough. It's amazing. And it has like a monthly calendar with like the little squares, right? And then it has weekly with like probably 6 or 8 lines that you can write out. So I write like my daily. You're looking at 1 week in the planner, and then I write my cards for every day on there. Okay. So that's my honorable mention if I were going to be like standard with it. The last part of this prompt is, so we've done 3 decks, 3 books, and the last one is 3 spreads. So the first one is, I know I said like a month ago I was going to get the big Tarot of Shadows because I realized it was back in print, and I think it still is. Still haven't done it yet though because special things popped up like that original Star Child that I had to have. So my budget kind of got tilted to, special occasion kind of decks that popped up. So there is a bigger book for this, and I believe it's still available, and I'm going to buy a second deck because I think you have to buy the deck to get the book. But this is Tarot of Shadows. It is a super amazing, unique deck. So this is the mirror spread, and this is one of my favorite things. I love big spreads. I really do. So you see there's like a mirror line in the beginning, and then you like flip all of the cards so that they would match up like 4 and 4A, right? I'm going to leave it up here so you can see it for a minute. Oh, Gerald, there's a Facebook page. I search for it every once in a while, just hoping to find it. And about 3 weeks ago, I did that, and a Facebook page came up. So go to, I think it's just called Tarot of Shadows on Facebook. So go check it out. I'm quite possibly exhausted. I'm quite certain it's still available, and I need to get it quick before I buy any more special things, because this is special and I use this deck a lot. I love it. Great for shadow work, like the real deal. I wasn't going to sing it. Okay. So this spread, 1 and 1A describe the current situation or the characteristics of the person. 2 and 2A, thoughts, intentions, goals, ideas, aspirations, explicit and hidden. 3 and 3A, emotions and declared feelings. 4 and 4A, past events, what is shown and what is hidden. 5 and 5A are the significators. 6 and 6A, behavior and actions, attitude and description thereof, attitude description, right? 7 and 7A, how the situation develops and what to expect. 8 and 8A, disclosure of fears. 9 and 9A, advice on how to handle the situation better. 10 and 10A, the possible outcome of the situation. So if you want another rundown of that, you can play this back or you can message me or whatever. So there's that. I am making a huge mess of everything, but it's fine. Second spread would be like my original, my go-to from back in the day when I first started reading tarot. This is kind of what I was doing, but I didn't know what it was. And it's a traditional Romney spread or Romani. My Aunt Irene always said Romney, so that's what I say. I don't know if we're Romney people or not, but she kind of was talking about it a lot when I was little, so I don't know. She's the one who I have shared before would be at my grandmother's house, and it was my mom's aunt, really, but we just all called her Aunt Irene. Inner child mess, yes, spirit healing. My Aunt Irene was the person who at my grandmother's house would have solitaire, I was going to say silhouette, would have solitaire out. They'd be playing, and we'd play other card games. But then, like, if my grandma stopped to make food or something, my Aunt Irene would play solitaire. And that was my first link to cards and like understanding that there were codes in the cards. And, I'd come up and see what she was doing, and she'd point to the hearts and say, those really mean love. And so she would just say stuff like that to me. And so that was my first like little pulse of cartomancy. So let me find what a Romney spread looks like for you. There it is, 3 rows of 7. And again, someday I'm going to get my little swish mount set up and do an overhead so I can show you what a mess I make with layering cards, because that's my favorite thing to do. Any kind of cards are welcome. The Romney spread is a 7-column, 3-row grid. I think I said that backwards. Don't mind me. 21 cards. As complex as it looks, the Romney spread is great for practicing interpreting tarot because there are many possibilities for connection. It's sort of Lenormandy, which is why I love it. The spread is open-ended, but here are some helpful guidelines for interpretation. Use the Romney spread to connect the dots between your past, present, and future. The top row of the Romney spread represents your past, the middle row represents the present, and the bottom row is the future. Note that in addition to rows, the columns also have significance. The rows and columns intersect to give you faceted peeks into aspects of your situation. Again, like Lenormand. Column 1, the self, what is important to you. Column 2, home, your surroundings. Column 3, hopes and fears, what you most hope to get or most fear losing. Column 4, known factors, what you have been working toward. Column 5, hidden factors or your hidden destiny. Column 6, short-term future. I interpret this as immediate outcome. The creator is saying that, not me. Column 7, long-term future. I identify with this long-lasting outcome. Some of the descriptions that this person gives, like known factors, what you've been working toward, I probably wouldn't call that what you've been working toward necessarily. I feel like that closes it in a little bit, but the main titles are what I use. So known factors. I think that could be known factors about anything, not necessarily what you're working toward. Anyway, this is by Diana Lopez. I love this deck. It's symbols based. It's cute. It reminds me itself of Lenormand cards. But I will say this, Chris laughed when I was talking to him about the cardstock of this one day, and I said it was junky. So just know that it's not, I would love if this came out in like a lush version. I would love that. But it's great to play with. Please, it's really inexpensive, but please know that the corners aren't all trimmed, right? That's a common complaint with these. I need to corner around it and just make it better. But yeah, it's really, really cute. Here's some of like the images. It's inexpensive. It's great to play with, and I super love it. Where even am I? I don't know. That was spread 2. Okay. Was that it? Was that all the spreads? I'm totally lost. I don't know. Shadow. Tarot of Shadows. Kawaii Tarot. Was that one more? Was there one more? Oh, Lord. Oh, there's one more because it's in the Archetypes deck. That's why I got confused, because it was already in the done pile. So the third spread that I'm choosing for this, I'm staying on track, is, so yeah, this comes with spreads too in this book, and it's amazing. So this one is called The Inner Quest, and you split the Archetypes deck into categories. So this one I picked because even though it relates specifically to this Oracle deck, I love spreads in tarot where you split into categories, right? Like certain numbers, certain, you put the quartz in a pile, you put the majors in a pile. I love doing things like that. So I could still break this apart and use it for tarot. But your first pile is made up of, let me see here. You make 4 piles according to their suits. So this Oracle deck has suits, which I also love. I love an Oracle deck with suits. I just do. Gerald's looking for Tarot of Shadows. Keep looking. I'll send it to you later if I come across it. The selves, cards 1 through 30. So there are 30 selves that you can be right in this deck. The places, cards 31 to 50. The tools, cards 51 to 70. And the initiations, cards 71 to 78. So then you draw from each of those 4 piles who, where, with what, and why. Right? So this is a great thing to have. So that's the third spread that I choose. Throw this in here somewhere. Okay. 3 decks, 3 books, 3 spreads. I think I did it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me on a Sunday. I think I might try to make this a regular thing so that I at least know that once a week I have some uninterrupted time. If you have ever hung out with me on a casual Friday chat, you know that often my gorgeous son comes in to hang out with us, and which is lovely, but it gets me a little flustered sometimes, and I love having this kind of alone time. Oh, you're very welcome, Tangi. Spirit Healing Tarot says, please explain an oracle deck with suits. Okay, so certain oracles will just be split into categories. It'll have different categories of cards. So as you obviously know in tarot, swords, wands, cups, pence, but and then the majors as a suit. So this oracle deck, the archetypes, has the selves, which would be like teacher, creator, mother, father, things like that. The places, mountain, ocean, cave, things like that. The initiations, which are things like manifesting and intention work. So just any oracle deck that splits things up into different categories. So the Star Child, or not the Star Child, the Starseed Oracle, this has suits in it. I use this a lot. I love this deck a lot, a lot. So this has suits in it as well, which basically just means different categories that are laid out in the guidebook. So yes, thank you all so much for being here. Happy last day of February. Yes, tomorrow is March 1st. Candy says, sorry I haven't been in chat. I've been listening and building a Lego table at the same time for my son. Well, that is awesome. That is great. I'm going to go up in the play kitchen and hang out with Max, and he's going to make me some delicious play food, I'm sure. So thank you all for being here. If you would like to help me resurrect this tag and play along, please do. And if you have any questions about what I went over, because I'm kind of tired and rambly, leave a comment here. I come back and check comments. So yeah, if you have any questions, find me on Facebook or comment or whatever, and I'd be happy to help you. Thank you so much. Happy Sunday. I love you all.